hosted by A.F.F. and Dr. Dave Corey.
Welcome to the Undead Hour Show, Season 2, Episode 12. I'm your host, A.F.F, coming to you today with the one and only Jon McTavish. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you back on the show.
Yeah, stoked to be here.
Hell yeah.
This is the only filmed podcast I've done, so it's always fun.
Nice. Well, thank you for joining us and putting yourself out there like that.
Yeah, I had to shave my neck and everything. It was
Dude,
tough
me
work.
too. The mornings are tough sometimes. I got to roll out and get my shit together. But we do it for the Web3. Here we go. So last time we saw you was episode 5, if I remember correctly. Dwaginz had just revealed your second project on Apechain. And we were going through the artwork, talking about your launch and everything. And it's been about 3 months since then.
Yeah.
How
feels longer, but yeah.
I was like, how has it been as the founder, as a builder on a new chain? How has the experience been so far?
I mean, it's been great, actually. It's hard to kind of know what to expect, but the community's been awesome. We've been having a lot of fun, and we've already kind of are mid rolling out our next phase, and it's going smoothly. People are excited about it, and I've learned a ton. Actually, like getting into the smart contract a little bit and learning a bit more about how the chain works, which is not what I set out to do when I was like, I'm an artist and I'm going to launch a project.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been kind of a whirlwind. It's, tough to keep on top of everything, but it's been fun.
And you've done a lot. I mean, Dwaginz was your second Apechain project because you first did the dinner party.
Yep.
Which was something altogether different, and an interesting art experience for you as well, right?
Yeah.
So you managed to link the two projects together as you went. Totally.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't want to just make a project and then be done with it. Essentially, like each new phase or whatever is building on the others, and it's meant to reward the holders that supported me initially. Right. So, I was able to move quickly on Apechain because I built these projects in the past bull market and had been sitting on 2 projects ready worth of art, just waiting for the right time.
Nice.
So the dinner party was my like tester into Apechain, was like, is there interest? Like, can I sell out a project? So, it was 200 one-of-ones. And yeah, my friends came out and supported and we sold that. So then I took the funds from that, to hire the dev to build Dwaginz. And then when we launched Dwaginz, like dinner party holders had a VIP mint ahead of everyone at a reduced price. They had a 2-dragon airdrop. So they got like all the goodies from Dwaginz.
Love that.
For them. And then, so now we're on the next phase, and both dinner party and Dwaginz are still involved in our next component.
So tell me about that, because I think you're referring to the newly released website.
Yep,
you put out for Dwaginz.
The Dragon Forge.
Nice.
So when we made Dwaginz, it was like classic me being a neurotic artist, like so much detail, so much variety. None of them need to look the same. I had like 800 traits to make this collection. And there's just under 7,000 in the Dwaginz collection. So, there were a couple things I learned from doing it, maybe a couple weaknesses you could say in the collection. One, like the rarity is hard to kind of discover because there's so much, like so many traits and so many different color variations.
1,000 something traits, right?
Almost 800 something traits, I believe. But so I can't be more happy how the art came out.
It's beautiful.
But for some collectors,
amazing,
they were like, what the fuck are we looking at?
I trait nerd typically. That's my first thing I do. I go to the project, click it, start scrolling and see what they are. And I mean, as soon as that metadata started hitting, I remember being like, oh shit, this thing has like 12 traits or something. Like, what's going on here? It's cool though. I mean, it's amazing the amount of time that went into it to put all that together. So
totally.
Yeah.
And then the other kind of difficulty is that, like, because the art is so highly detailed and hand drawn, it's hard to kind of create content around those characters, because to replicate the look takes a ton of manual hours to create the art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, it's more of a like an adult, more serious kind of fantasy vibe, right? So a lot of Web3 is fun and playful. So essentially what we wanted to do is make a contrasting collection of dragons that are opposite to the original. So that's why we're coming up with Dwaginz. That's a fun name. Yeah, DWA. Oh, geez, DWAGINZ.
Z. Okay,
Z.
that was my question. All right, Dwaginz.
Yeah, Dwaginz.
Dwaginz.
So they're a much smaller collection. There's only 1,200 of them. They're a lot more in line with kind of the first NFTs we saw on Apechain, like the monkeys, like kind of purposefully a little janky, cartoony, flat color. Something that people can have fun with, easily recreate these characters in different situations, and this is
still illustrated by you?
Use them for memes. Yep, illustrated by me.
Awesome.
And
how many traits are in this collection, sir?
There are less.
Much less. Okay.
There are a lot less. We're not doing any like color variations or anything, which adds that kind of added layer of complexity. Essentially, the trait layering will be like body, dragon color, head, eye, horns. That's it. But we are going to do 50 legendary dragons, so they will have, they will be an entire head. So instead of having a head, an eye, and a horn, the legendary will be just one head with all of that combined, and they'll all be one of one dragon heads.
Got you. Okay.
And then the megas, there'll be 20 megas, and they'll be completely 101 dragons.
Let me just jot that down. Okay.
Yeah.
20 megas. Very nice.
So we wanted to really differentiate like the clarity of like, these are the best, these are the second best, and then the rest are kind of the way the cookie crumbles, with maybe some rare traits versus maybe some not so rare traits. And that plays a role in the way that we're distributing the collection. So through the Dragon Forge, our original dragon holders, they have to stake their dragons. They get rewarded soul fire every day for however many dragons they're staked. And at the end of the 30 days, we're opening up the mint for Dwaginz.
Daily check-in reminder.
And you'll only be able to get them with Soulfire. So only people who are staking dragons will be able to purchase the new collection. And it's going to cost them whatever, 10 cents in Apecoin to do the transaction to mint the project.
How many Soulfire can I get per, the interval? 24 hours?
So it's one Soulfire per dragon staked per hour.
Per hour per day?
Yeah. So if you have...
Great. So I get 24 per dragon staked.
Yeah, per day. And then...
Is there any ways to game that system?
Well, yeah, if you have... There's the daily check-in. So you can go in every day and click the daily check-in. It triggers a transaction, but it's only like a penny, I think. And that will give you a bonus 24 Soulfire. And then if you are a dinner party holder, for every dinner party in your wallet, you get an additional bonus 24 Soulfire on your daily check-in.
Oh, check. That's an extra 48 for me every day. Let's go.
There you go.
That's cool. All right. So tell us about that tiered mechanism.
Yeah. So the reason we wanted the hierarchy of rarities to be so defined with them is the minting system we have is like never been done before. So we've built a tiered system for minting. So if you mint from tier 1, it's the cheapest. And if you mint from as the tiers go up, they get more expensive in Soulfire. But the lowest tier, it's mostly common dragons. So we have varying rarity percentages breakdown for each tier. Let me actually pull that up.
Nice.
And I can read that to you 1 second. Should have been prepared with this.
It's okay. We're not live or anything.
Yeah, so tier 1, it's like kind of like your classic mint, you know, but it's even like worse odds. It's 80% odds of getting a common dragon,
Yeah.
16% of uncommon dragons.
Yeah.
But if you want to get up into the legendaries or megas, it's like 0.5% chance of getting a legendary, 0.14% chance of a mega.
Yeah.
And so as we go up in each tier, the commons become less likely to roll, and the megas and legendaries and rares become more likely to roll. So by tier 6, it's impossible to get a common in tier 6.
Nice.
14% chance of getting a mega, 33% chance of getting a legendary, and then the other two are split between rare and uncommon. So we're curious to see how it works. It's kind of like a quality over quantity gamble, right? You can spend more and have a way higher chance of getting a very rare dragon, or you can say, I'm not willing to risk it. I'd rather have 10 dragons that are common than one mega.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see how people choose to play it. It's going to be, yeah.
Are there holder perks for your previous collections?
So, well, obviously it's only
Because of the
available to
staking, right?
Dragons holders.
Okay.
It's for staking.
Yeah.
And then at the minting, there's also a dinner party discount. So I think it's 10% off each mint tier, the Soulfire price for each dinner party you have.
Okay.
So, and then it's capped at 50% discount.
Wow.
So if you have more than 5 dinner parties, there's no additional benefit for your 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, if you have 1 or 2, if you have 1, you get 10% off. You have 2, you get 20. If you have 3, you get 30, 4, 40, 5, 50%.
Wow.
Yeah. So essentially, like, it is really, I guess, tailoring to the whales a bit.
Will the token be tradable?
Yeah. So the Dwaginz will be like any classic NFT.
I mean the Soulfire token. Like,
No.
so if a whale was able to get all that token and they wanted to sell it to people who wanted it to buy a higher tier.
Yeah. I get.
Just asking.
We haven't built it that way.
Okay.
We haven't built it that way.
Okay. I'm just, scheming over here how I can.
It might have been an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe for future stuff.
Sure.
But essentially, it's like we've seen every time an NFT project has really launched a token, it was just a liquidity extraction. Like, it just like dumps, right? And it's like someone gets caught holding the bag. Where does the money come from, right? And I just really wanted to avoid that feel. Yeah. So it's just a pure utility token, only spendable in this instance. But also, like, we're going to try and figure out how we can roll more potential staking seasons, I guess, with different prizing at the end. So if you end up holding some Soulfire and it all got minted out, we'll probably have a use for that again in the future somehow.
Oh, very cool. Continued mechanisms coming.
Yeah, got to keep the ball rolling somehow, right?
Awesome. Oh, this is gonna be exciting, dude. I think this is a really fun project. When I first saw the artwork, I was laughing my ass off. And when I first heard you say it, also, I'm laughing my ass off. I love it. I think it's super fun, but I love the vibe because it's very Apechain, like you said. It's reminiscent of like monkeys or whatever, but it's like something fun for the community. I think it's a nice integration where you're rewarding your holders and giving it to core members and stuff. Like, this is a nice activation. So kudos on this. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You got
I have
any
a-
alpha for the audience?
Oh, I got a meme I'm working on right now to release soon. It's the the like classic Jurassic Park theme song. Da-na-na-na. The like bad recorder versions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a
Yeah.
Dragon versus Dwaginz
Oh,
bad recorder
yes. Oh my god, I love it.
reveal. So
Hell
that'll
yeah.
be fun one.
Nice, very cool. Well, it's good to see you're having a good time over here on Apechain, huh?
Definitely.
Nice. This has been a nice. I feel like refresher to the space. I feel like it definitely breathed a lot of life into the community. I mean, so many people got active like very quickly. So
Yeah. I think it's way easier to have fun with a community collecting and trading when it's like the cost of, a coffee or the cost of going out and getting some burger and fries, right? Like to pay to play is $15, $20. It basically relieves that kind of financial pressure of it. And
yeah,
I mean, some people are still playing it that way, like spending like thousands on these, NFTs.
Totally.
And that's cool too, right? But it allows anyone to come in. The barrier to entry is essentially small.
Yeah.
So if you want to just be involved, like you don't have to lose the shirt off your back if the projects go to zero or whatever. So I think it just allows it to be lighter and more fun.
Definitely. To highlight on that, you recently got the Dragons involved in a new Apecoin initiative.
The Spotlight?
The Spotlight program, yeah.
Yeah.
How's that going? Can you tell us about it?
I need to spend more time.
Yeah, no.
It is Spotlight. We were looking into it today.
Yeah.
It kind of, I didn't have any forewarning about it, and it kind of coincided right as we were launching the staking. Yeah. So we haven't actually been able to get the Apecoin to recognize our holders that are staking Dragons.
Okay.
But like it's still doing great. Like, so I think the way it works is people can partake in the Apechain Spotlight. It's quests to basically post on social media about Apecoin and also trade and buy Apecoin NFTs. So as they do it, they get rewarded points. But then the projects that are included in the Spotlight, if those users hold them in their wallet, then the projects also get to share in their points.
Okay.
So, right. So it's like, if you look on it now, G's, I think is number one because their holders are the most active in trading and buying and holding other NFT projects. So they're also sharing the rewards points, and that's why they're at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's
not
just a social ranking. It's actually like activity, on-chain activity.
Yeah. So it's there's like a points multiplier for however many NFTs you hold, and they get boosted. But and we're doing pretty good. I think we were number 14 for a while. I think we've fallen back to number 20 for Dragons. But I mean, like 30. I think we're almost 40% of our supply is locked in staking contract.
Really?
So and the staking contract only lasts for another 2 weeks. So once those come back into everyone's wallets, and people can choose to keep staking them longer as well. It's an open-ended thing because, well, we're getting sidetracked from the Spotlight, but once they get back into people's wallets, we'll be getting more points on the Apechain Spotlight. So, I mean, I think it's interesting. It's definitely pumped a lot of the projects on the Spotlight and probably added some activity on Apechain. I feel bad for the projects that are building and didn't get on the Spotlight because like that, we kind of panicked when we weren't on the list initially. And I was like, oh.
I saw you put out a post like, yo, make some noise on this.
Yeah, like we kind of had to rally the community to be like,
totally.
Yo, we're building, we're doing stuff, we're here in the space. We want to be part of this. And as soon as we did, like when we weren't on the announcement, our floor price went like, brrr, like people were basically selling our NFTs to buy the stuff on the Spotlight.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And then as soon as we got back on it, it went up again and like progressed. So
good.
I think it's good for the market in some senses, but then it's tough luck for some other projects as well.
Yeah, it's been such a wild atmosphere though. I mean, so many projects have been launching, and it's like, you know, people's ADD. It's hard to keep your mind on a project when something new comes out, and something new comes out, and something else new comes out. So I feel
Totally.
like,
It's
but
a
it's been cool.
battle.
Like same with you. You're like, hey, we're still here. We're still building. Like new stuff coming. Get ready. So
Yeah.
that's good to
Yeah.
see.
I think like part of the like there's a reason why the G's is the like top project on Ape.
Yeah.
They've done such an amazing job of not only constantly producing top tier content to remind people of the project, but enabling their communities to make their own content with their own assets, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to do with Dwaginz, at least make something simpler that people can manipulate easier, or, you know, like mid journey or some sort of AI could replicate,
Oh shit.
hopefully. So like people can create their own content, because that's kind of how you get ahead of the attention war, I think, is when you have an
Yeah.
army of holders making content for you.
Yeah, I mean, your holders want to make noise for you, so it's like the easier you make it for them, the better.
Exactly.
And
So
Dwaginz will be just that. I can't wait for our GMs. It's gonna be so cool. Do you have a date for that?
yeah. So we have, if you go to the Dragon Forge, there is a countdown till that mint opens. So currently we have 13 days. I guess when this airs, it'll be a little different, but it's February 21st, the Friday, I believe,
13 days, 17 hours, 55 minutes, and 12 seconds.
at the time of recording.
Oh yeah, it's gonna totally be like 48 hours less.
It's fine.
See if I can do my
Just
daily check-in.
Just do an AI voice overdub
Yes,
for
we got that.
when it airs.
Perfect. I have to do that every episode, to be
Oh, yeah.
honest. We get confused what day it is.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm glad to see that you're progressing, you're still working, you're having fun. I saw something I wanted to mention was the board closet collab you did with the wings with a lot of other Apechain projects. How did that take place?
Yeah. So I guess there's a little something brewing still that we're not announcing it, involving wings, and being usable in other places. But the idea spawned out of that, a chat I was having with Ryda, and essentially I was like, okay, how can we, a lot of people have their PFPs, their ape or their mutant or other NFT projects, and they own dragons too, but they can't represent both. So I was like, well, why not? Dragon wings are quite a recognizable thing. Let's start putting dragon wings on everyone else's NFTs, and then they can still, you know, have their PFP, but then also rep dragons at the same time. So yeah, we partnered with Board Closet, and we did mutant wings and ape dragon wings for mutants and apes.
Yeah.
So if you have a mutant or an ape, you can just go on Board Closet, type your token number, and you just put the dragon wings on.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to be able to do that for all these other projects, but there's it's kind of expensive to get a dev to build a scraper to scrape everyone's projects to get all their stuff, build an automator to remove the backgrounds.
Sure.
So essentially what we did is we just offered it to dragon holders. If you come into the Discord, we have a locked channel for dragon holders if you have verified your wallet. And you just post any NFT you want and ask for dragon wings, and then I manually mix it
Bing,
up,
bang,
add some
boom.
wings, and there you go. So we've been adding them to like G's, we've been adding them to Dgens, designers, lots of projects. Token gators, we did a couple of those. What else? That's been a really fun one. I found it was kind of a good.
You did a good job like matching styles too.
Yeah.
You know, like because you adapted the wings, like they don't look straight up like they're from dragons. Like you kind of adapted it to the style of the art that you were working with.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, we got bananas.
Yeah.
We got
Did you do STKs?
The monkey ones is funny because like it's just like this
Oh my gosh,
dinky.
they look almost like bananas.
It's so bad. Yeah, so we actually did like a partnership with SDKs. So I chatted with Jon and we did like an art cross collab. So we designed a SDK that's like a dragon kind of SDK.
Yeah.
And we included the SDK as the dragon artifact in our original collection. And so there's like a matching SDK as well. And then there's a couple with dragon wings. And any SDK that had the dragon wings trait, they got airdrop dragons.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that.
So that went out. But yeah, I do have SDK wings to add. If you guys have SDKs and want to hop in Discord.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we got G's, we got Jimmy's, we got Bored Apes. What's this project? I forget what it's called. Chumps, maybe?
Chumps.
Chimpers?
That's the Saints of LA Chumps.
Yeah, there's 2 Chumps projects.
There's Chumps with a Z and Chumps with an S.
Got it. Okay, that's why I was confused.
One dropped right before the other.
This is the other Chumps. These ones are funny. I like these guys.
Yeah, that's the other one. They're hilarious.
Yeah. I've taken some inspo on some of their traits just for Dwaginz because like this is definitely kind of the vibe I like and I'm going for it with them.
I love it. So we're gonna see some humor in the collection, huh?
That's the plan.
Nice. I love it. That's what we need in this life. It's good though. I don't know. It's just like I feel like the vibes are incredible on Apechain. Everybody's been really the spaces are nonstop. Like Rita's totally been championing. Like he's working his ass off. We've got to say. I think this comes up every episode that we do of the show. I'm gonna have to like put together and edit. But like, I love to see it. I mean, there's so much activity, and I look at it as like the apes playground. So it's like you're within the community. There's people who have different interests from the Macy or Basie ecosystem, all doing stuff. So it's been really cool. It's been exciting to be a part of. I'm happy to be here and see you doing this. It's going really well, right?
It's going awesome.
4 months in, about 100 days.
What? No, it launched in October. Yeah. What did we looked it up? End of October 20th was A.F.F, and that's when they launched Apechain.
So it's been 3 months.
It's crazy.
Feels like about a year.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Well, we're just getting started. 2025 has been off to quite a start, don't you think?
Oh man, couple curveballs.
It's been wild. We had Trump's meme coin. We were talking about that last week.
Oh yeah, I looked at that.
Major curveball. Should have, but did not see that coming.
Yeah. I just have, I've been hearing Trump things, Trump NFTs and different Trump shitcoins, and I didn't know it was the real one.
Right, exactly.
Or that it was coming out. It was just like, once I hear about it on my timeline, it's probably too late.
Yeah, probably. That's fair.
Only time I was early because of my timeline was Pepe.
Really?
Only time. Not early, but like
early enough.
Yeah, I made a couple $100 and I was happy about it.
That's wins a win, baby.
It was like I did it. It was like in the middle of the bear, and I don't know. I think I put $100 in, and I was on a wakeboard trip. And then as soon as it got to what my budget for my wakeboard trip was, I sold it, and then I paid for my wakeboard trip.
Hell yeah, that's a win.
That was a win.
Let's go, especially in a bear market.
Yeah.
So all right. So things have been changed. Things have been a little different. You've launched your own project. You've transitioned from being a regular artist for what's that I see on your T-shirt down there? Cartel. Let's go. Big things happening over there as well, as you know, and may or may not have had a part in.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see some very interesting art coming out soon. Anything you want to talk about in regards to that you played a part in, maybe?
I mean, what day is today? Sunday.
Today's Sunday, so
tomorrow
is Fusion Mint. Monday, Mutant Monday.
Fusion.
Tomorrow, yes, we're fusioning.
Not minting.
We're not minting.
Well, I guess
we're
we're
just fusing.
not
We're
Dutch.
burning. No, we're not Dutch auctioning yet.
I've already burned. I burned my hounds today, actually.
That's burns phase 1.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
got my materials ready. I'm going
Yeah.
to combine them. I'm going to get my fused hounds.
You got your oath?
I have a VIP and a regular oath and a mutant. So
you're
I'm
good for
doing
4.
4.
Nice.
And I have a canopic jar, though, so that kind of throws a wrench in. So there's one fused type that I'm just going to have to not make.
Ooh.
I'll have to buy it off secondary, I guess.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
I want
That's
one of
tough.
one of all of them.
Kind of do too. I'm very much Dark Fang aligned, but the jugs, you got me with the jugs. The berserkers are really cool too. All the forms are very cool. I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah. Well, we saw that all gold samurai berserker came out today.
And also a skeletal awakened.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet. I saw it in works, but I haven't seen it finished.
Maybe they didn't post it, but it was in the VIP channel.
So I can look it up.
You can check it out.
I'll find it.
But yeah, so that is coming. Yes, it's not going to be the reveal of the art on Monday, but I'm sure there will be some fancy schmancy placeholder that we get to admire for a couple weeks.
I mean, I saw a bit of what they were looking for, just the Fusion website, like how you're going to move your pieces and choose how to fuse.
Yeah.
And the first pass, that Simon or Arc de Lune put together, he's crazy. He made it in Blender, but it looks like it's like 3D, but it's all designed. It's crazy. And it looks so sick. And he was like, I did this really quick to see. So that I'm excited to see just the experience of it. Like, I'm sure there's going to be an epic website and there's going to be an animation or something, like a slideshow, and we're going to see some sick artwork. So
yeah,
I'm excited just for the experience of doing that.
Cartel's pretty well known for these experiences as we work our way through their project.
Totally. Yeah. And then once the fuse come out, I guess the next phase is the enabling of the Serum DAO, right?
Yeah.
And then essentially I have lots of comic and storytelling ideas in my back pocket. So I'm hoping we'll be able to team up with the Serum DAO and bring some stuff to life.
I love to hear it. Cartel Comics.
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
Because I guess once the Serum DAO takes over, it's kind of up to them to choose how the saga of Dark Fang and Black Suit either come to a head or expand.
It's up to the community.
Yeah, sweet.
They'll be voting on it. So if somebody writes an SIP to put forward a story that perhaps is illustrated by a person such as yourself, then that would then be voted upon and then carried out, which could be fantastic. I'm excited. I think this is a cool initiative. There's been a lot of people with fun ideas about moving forward the Mutant Cartel universe. So
yeah,
and I'm sure yourself is one of them who's been on lock, zipped up for a while. So I'm sure we'd love to hear that.
Yeah. Even just the creation story of the fused hounds, right? The Reapers are created through the dark ritual, kind of Dark Fang's baby, a mix of science and dark magic. And he's always kind of been an overlord. He kind of motivates his followers by fear and intimidation. So I imagine there's tons of interesting stories of just how each individual Reaper came to being. I imagine it through a different way, right? Dark Fang lured this mutant and he promised him power, and then he forced the guy to enslave his hounds and sacrifice them to become a Reaper, and there's going to be some interesting stories we can tell with just how the fused came to be, let alone imagining a society like Serum City that's kind of already operating like kind of a chaotic city, right? Of not real rulers and crime and different factions pushing against each other and apes and mutants and hounds all living together. Then all of a sudden, there's this like new race popping up everywhere. And they're bigger and stronger and faster than everyone else that already lives there. Like, what kind of class struggles are going to be in Serum City? You know,
Shit's about to hit the fan.
it's going to be crazy. So, I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff to play with in terms of storytelling, and I'm excited. Yeah,
me too. And I mean, I've been holding on to this for like a long time because, God, I remember more than 365 days ago, Lior just saying like, you know, imagine we could be like the next Marvel universe. And that is, ever since that day, I was just like thinking about the storyline and like all the different factions that we have and the people that have built out these story arcs for Black Soot and Dark Fang. I think there's definitely the possibility there. So I'm excited to see who wants to keep moving that forward. It's
I think
like,
a key thing we're going to have to figure out is how do we bring those into like one digestible thing, right? Because right now, if someone comes from the outside, it's hard. There's a website here, and there's some stuff here, and there's some tweets here. And if we really want to build the IP into being the Marvel of the future, there's got to be like a couple key digestible elements that go out for people to consume and get to fall in love with a couple of key characters, I think.
You got any inside alpha on this you want to share with us?
I have my own ideas. I'm gonna have to write some what are the serum proposals called? SIP? Serum
improvement proposals.
Proposal.
Yes.
Cool.
It's not a plan until it's approved. Sure. Yeah. And that's going to be kicking off soon. I mean, it's a interesting time to be a cartelian, you know? I feel like all of the stuff that kind of brought us in is coming to fruition right now. And you know, the markets are crazy and it's things are changing in the world. It's exciting. You don't really know what to expect. Like, okay, so we had a couple day delay on Fusion for security reasons. Totally acceptable. I have no problem with that. We've waited this long. This is the baby. I want it to roll out nicely. But like I told somebody, it's like, it's just been such like a long road with this story, and it's like kind of complex. And like, so like people who have been here totally get it. And other people are like, oh, why does it take so long for shit to deliver? But like after watching for a while, I'm just like, giants move a little bit slower because they can see further ahead from their vantage point. Like, you know, the way that these guys have been making these moves, it's been very deliberate. So I'm like excited to see this rollout to this point and to see this actually come to fruition. It's exciting.
Yeah. And
Can't wait
honestly,
to see this.
like the artwork for it is the team at one point we had me or at me, Mr. Weiss is the head for all Fuse stuff. They're like his baby. So Mr. Weiss, and then I was helping Sasha, Lip, Simon, and Felix. Like we had got like, you know, Lip was kind of like art directing, Simon art directing, facilitating, Dan and I working concept and line work. So I'd like do kind of a concept rough. Dan would do a rougher line pass to give his kind of like, it's really hard to mimic his style, to give a bit of his flavor to it. Then I do like a more refined, like figuring out all the perspective, all the pieces. And then Dan would do a final line pass on it. And it sounds like a lot of needless stuff, but
I love that.
It allowed Dan to finish pieces a lot faster, line wise. Right. And then like Ur and Sasha were doing color. And then Lip would also like come in and tweak a couple of things with oversight. And then Felix came in to help with the line work for the evolved Mutant Hound inscriptions.
Yeah.
So he did the line work with Dan for those. And then when my contract finished, I think Felix helped Dan finish the rest of the line work on the remaining fused hounds. So it's like,
That's cool.
it's been a big group work to bring Dan's like vision to life. And it's insane just to see like the quality of his first fused hound traits to his latest fused hound traits. He just improves like all the time. And it's awesome, but it's also really difficult because then you have these,
Because
they
you have to
were
improve at the
amazing
same
traits,
rate.
but
Right,
now they're inferior to the new traits. So
shit,
now you have to
okay.
make the old ones again
Yeah.
to be as good as the new ones.
You got to update the first one when you do the last one. You got to come
And then
back
someone will
around.
have the idea like, well, why don't we add spikes and make it gold? And then we're like, oh, then we have to redo it again.
Yep, of course.
So like, yeah, it's just like this crazy. More cooks in the kitchen.
That's such an interesting process, though, like to see and to. I just love the collaborative aspect there, where you guys are, really working together like that, and that's probably not something that's super easy for an artist to do, where it's like working on someone else's work and them just laying a base and then you interpreting. That's an interesting process. It's cool.
I think like for me, having built the collection, and having seen Dan create the hounds, like there's so much respect for him as an artist already. Like the hounds are incredible artworks themselves. So like, and I'm a big collector of hounds and love the artwork as well. So like to be able to work with him and try and learn from him and do the way he does was like an awesome learning opportunity for me. Yeah. And then the rest of the guys, like Lip and Simon have worked with Netflix and created animations for them before they got involved with Novel.
Yeah.
And so they are used to that like artwork, but for like a client, and they're used to working with teams where they're making their vision alive. So the guys they brought on, like Sasha Ur and Felix, they have all worked in that animation world where they're creating art for art directors for a show. So they're used to that, like, okay, this is the style. This is like the way we're going to produce the artwork.
Yeah.
So I think they're totally like used to that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Lip and Simon's ideas for stuff, like Dan is so chill too. And the ideas are always like genius too. So he's like, oh yeah, okay, let's do that. It's a good idea. And then he makes change. So
Gets
like
back
it
to
was
work.
a pretty easy, like it's pretty easy crew to work with.
That's crazy. That must have been so fun. Do you know how long it took to create the collection, the Fuse collection?
A long time.
I mean, has this been, I know it's been in the plan for 3 years.
Let me put it this way. Dan works full time for the cartel.
Yeah.
He's never stopped working. All he's made is Hounds and Fused. So Hounds finished. There's a couple megas to finish after the Hounds launched.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's been creating Fused since then. So they've been through ideations. The first Fused were like, they were like angled Hound, and then they were straight on for a while. Yeah. And Dan was like working and building the collection straight on. And then we're like, actually, it's better 3/4 view. And then we switched. and then we redesigned all the, like the Reapers versus the Berserkers. Like we went through multiple ideations of what is their kind of structure of their face look like. At first, Reapers were like more squished and longer.
Okay.
And now they've gone more like wolf-like face, like more of a boxier, longer snout. Sure. So yeah, it's been really crazy. Just kept evolving.
I love it. We're gonna need to see some of that documentation of that along the way. Once the artwork's been revealed, of course.
Yeah, Dan's probably got like 2 years worth of time lapses from his iPad because he works in Procreate, so it's auto time lapses.
What? I need
So-
access to this.
There's probably
Oh my
so much
God.
gold there.
Wow. Let me be
yeah.
your content creator. Give me access to your files.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, and sorry, I lied. Dan
Go ahead.
also probably did a lot of the line work for the Evolved Towns as well. That's got
Oh, okay.
Dan's fingerprints all over it.
Yes, I could see that.
But yeah, like, I mean, we've done a lot. Like Novel Labs did a lot in between Hounds and Fused Hounds, right? Like a full pixel collection, the Evolved Towns as well.
Yeah.
Um,
That was just like a quick pivot to do something with Bitcoin,
yeah, and then we were like designing buildings and items for Serum City for a while. And there's been a ton of work too that's gone into kind of concepting for what the hideout could look like, and what like
Are we talking IRL or digital hideout?
no, like on the website, like what that kind of, it's been an evolutionary process that's kind of led to what the Serum DAO website is now, right?
Yeah.
So and then there's been a ton of just concept work in the background about storytelling and characters, right? Like we flushed out some ideas for some key, I don't know if they're going to be like legendary. I would say legendary Fused Town characters, like they have a name.
Okay.
That we thought, we could tell stories about these guys. And so we've done a ton of work that's just kind of waiting in the wings. So
Interesting.
yeah.
How do we bring it to life, John?
Sip. We need a
We're
couple
sipping.
sips.
We're going to be sipping on Serum, aren't we?
Serum improvement proposals plans.
Double P? Just one.
Yeah, fine. Double's good. It's more power.
Sick. What the heck else about that? You hitting up any events this year?
I really wanted to go to NFT Paris, but I'd already I'm on a family ski trip.
Oh,
It's the first time 3 generations of my family are together on a ski trip, so
that's
it's going to
amazing.
be kind of have to go.
Yes, you do.
But then I was debating because it's out west in
Yeah.
Western Canada, and I was debating going down for ETH Denver, which is happening right after.
Yeah.
But I made some tweets about it and heard crickets from my community, so I was like, I don't think I know anyone going to ETH Denver. I'm just not going to worry about it.
Hudson's the one I would hit up about that.
Yeah, I actually did talk to Hudson. I know he's been helping with the event, but I basically bought cheap flights for my current thing, so I'd have to just cancel them, like eat the price, and then buy a new flights and everything. So,
If it's worth it.
if there was a resounding bunch of people like, yeah, we're going to ETH,
Let's fucking go.
so if you guys are watching this and are going to ETH Denver, send me a DM and maybe I'll book a flight.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Sick.
But I think NFT NYC is in the books for me.
That's in
This
June?
summer. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Maybe I'll see you there then.
And then I heard there was something maybe in Vegas later in the year.
Earlier in the year? I don't know. There's a Bitcoin
Maybe
conference
Bitcoin
in
one?
March. March?
Maybe that one.
March or May. It's one of those M's.
I heard there was a crypto thing in Toronto coming up in May, so I'm gonna go to that.
Nice. That's where you're based out of?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Near
Okay,
near
okay.
near Toronto. Yeah,
Nice.
it's cold here, it's snowing.
Yeah. Same. I'm in Massachusetts in the Northeast, and it is cold and snowing here too.
Nice.
It's officially winter.
Yeah. About time we had one. Last couple of years.
Yeah. No snow. It's a bastard one. It's freezing cold out with no snow. Might as well at least snow if you're going to be cold. My
Totally.
sentiment. Sticking
don't-
to it.
If you don't have a winter hobby and you live in a cold place, you're screwed.
Hi. That's me.
You gotta at least like
That's why I got into
snowboard or
NFTs.
go snowmobiling or something.
I hate it. I hate it all.
Oh, okay.
I hate
NFTs
being
are warm and
cold.
cozy, I guess. Get a
Yeah.
cup of cocoa and
I just hibernate. It's bear season. But we're hoping for a bull. 2025 is coming. We got lots popping. So much going on. What are we looking for? We got Dwaginz. Dwaginz dropping. Did I get the date? Did you give me the date of that? You did.
February 21st. Whatever the Friday is, 21st or 22nd.
Okay.
It'll be done.
21st. You were correct.
The good thing is the mint will be open until it sells out.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask.
So essentially, like, if not everyone has enough Soulfire, or if a lot of people spend Soulfire on the higher tiers, then not all the Dwaginz will get minted initially. So the staking will continue and the mint will stay open. So some people you can kind of watch, maybe if you're almost at the next tier, you could probably wait a day or two, get enough Soulfire, and then go a tier up.
Did you announce pricing structure
Of the tiers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're available on the Dragon Forge. So
Okay. I can look that up.
Yep. Tier 1 is going to be 3,600 Soulfire. So essentially, if you have 5 dragons staked and never do a daily check-in, you'll have 36,000 Soulfire. So you'll have enough to buy.
Okay.
We kind of just did it. So it was like the first tier is 5, the second tier is 10, the next tier is 15, the next tier is 20. So it's like if you have 20 dragons staked, you'll hit tier 4.
So a base level 5, because that's the minimum to stake, right?
Yes, but
If
you could do 4 and do a daily check-in every single day.
Yeah.
And then get enough Soulfire to mint tier 1.
I thought you had to have 5 to stake.
No, if you don't have 5, you don't automatically have enough Soulfire.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
So if you had a dinner party,
so that's to reach the.
If you had two, for instance, if you had 2 dinner parties, your daily check-in would be 2448, 60. Wait, 24, 48, 60. No, 72.
72.
72. So your daily check-in would be 72 Soulfire. So technically, you could only stake 2 dragons and do a daily check-in every single day.
Yeah.
And you'd have enough Soulfire to it.
Nice. I'm trying to at least get up to tier 2. So I need 10K.
You need 7,200 Soulfire for tier 2.
Okay. I'm almost there.
The tricky part is you could mint 1 in tier 2 or you could mint 2 in tier 1.
I do, but I gotta get those grails. I need them blue beams.
Okay, a note to self, make sure you add blue beams trait.
Yes. We definitely need blue beams and multicolored grills. Shout out
when you make a collection, you go like trait blindness. Like you forget traits that exist. You just end up trying to draw something that looks different than what you already drew.
Yeah.
Like we jumped in chat earlier today and some people were tossing ideas of different dragons to do. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Yes. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Yes. Like these are traits that need to happen. So
yeah, that was fun. That was a good combo.
Yeah, the blue beams will work. I'll add that in.
Yeah. I'll let you know if I think of any other gems.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well,
I like to post on Twitter every once in a while, what traits need to be included. And if you guys have any suggestion, or just DM me if you have an idea, a trait you really want to see, send me a DM.
Hell yeah. And they can reach you on X at
either Jon _McTavish or Dwaginz on Ape. All one word.
Boom. And they can find the links to your Discord and website via those X pages, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Got you. Well, thank you for tuning in, my friend. It's been nice to see you. Nice to check in. Nice to catch up and look ahead at all of the things coming.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
Exciting times. And let's see. So it's been about, 2.5 months. We'll have to check back in again and see where you're at then.
Sounds great.
It'll your beard will probably be gray because that's 3 more months in crypto, and which will be about equivalent to who knows at this point. Could be a year, could be 5.
Dude, if crypto starts printing, my hair will go back to blonde as it was when I was a child. I will Benjamin Button
Mine will
age.
come back.
If my crypto doubles, I'll reverse age. Stress gone
Yes.
forever.
Let's go. And also, don't forget to start the prayer circles in the Discord for Mega. Prayers for Mega reveal.
I got a new book by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's called Becoming Superhuman.
Oh,
Really good manifestation, meditation techniques in here, and I've been practicing for my Mega already for last couple days. So,
which
might
form
eat
is
you
it?
out.
Which form is it going to be?
I'm getting one of each form, so
Megas?
I'll take all 4. I'll take all 4.
John, save some for the homies. My goodness.
I might give you guys a good trade deal.
See how it goes.
All right.
See how it goes. Thanks for tuning in. This has been episode number 12, season 2, Undead Hour, with your host, A.F.F, and the one and only Jon McTavish. Thanks for joining us, my friend. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Peace.